Thank you for being here for the Humboldt County Association of Governments Board meeting for this 17th of April. And at this time, we'll call this meeting to order. Can we get a roll call?
Chair Johnson.
Here.
Supervisor Madrone.
Present, but remote for cause, and I have my camera on the whole time. Nobody under 18 in the room.
Thank you. Mayor Burgell.
Here.
Mayor White.
Here.
Councilmember Jorgensen.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Kenny.
Here by Zoom. Down with the cold today. Sick at home.
Thank you. Councilmember Orr. Pack Member Arroyo.
Here.
Thank you. And we do not have a quorum of the board in the room present.
Well, we can proceed with informational items and proclamations and presentations on our TDA audit. So at this time, we can adjourn as the HCOG board and reconvene as the PAC, even though we're not voting on anything. And our first item is the presentation on the TDA audit.
Yes, thank you, Chair Johnson. So we do have one of our consultants on this, Jennifer Farr with Davis Farr, the CPA that completed the performance audits for us. So with that, we'll be handing it over to provide a brief overview presentation of the audit process for fiscal years 24 and 25 for the TDA.
Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Farr, and I'm the audit partner on the engagement for the financial statement and the compliance TDA audits. And I have a short presentation to facilitate the required communications. I'm going to share my screen now. So assuming you can see the screen. Wanted to start off with the scope and timing of the audit for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2025. We began our preliminary procedures in May of 2025 and performed the final audit procedures starting in September of 2025 and finalized everything for the Humboldt County Association of Governments on February 6th of 2026. We also completed the state controllers reports for the Association of Governments and the Humboldt Transit Authority by the required deadlines. And we also completed the TDA compliance audits for all of the claimant entities, except for the Humboldt Transit Authority. That audit is still currently pending, but is very close to being completed. And that would include their financial statement audit, TDA audit, and the single audit. On the audit opinion for the Association of Governments, we issued an unmodified audit opinion, which is the highest level of opinion that you can receive. It states that the financial statements are fairly stated in all material respects. Included in our audit opinion is an emphasis of a matter paragraph, and this is for the readers to pay attention to certain information that is unusual or different from previous years. So this paragraph tells you that there was a change in the accounting standards for how we account for compensated absences or your vacation and sick time balances, and also that there was a correction of error for prior period balances, which I'll go over in a little more detail. In terms of our audit approach, I wanted to give you a little information because we are new auditors for you, and I understand that you've had the same auditors for a number of years. So our standard audit approach on the financial statement audits is to substantively test all of your material asset and liability balances. So that includes sending confirmations to third parties and doing testing of transactions. And then on the revenues and expenses, we have more of an analytical approach But if you had revenues that were significantly higher than the prior year, then that would result in additional testing, just as an example. As a first-year auditee for us, we calculate our materiality level fairly low at 1% of the greater of assets or revenues. So materiality is important because anything over that amount, we're giving you assurance that we believe the numbers in the financial statements are correct. And then each year we'll have additional areas of focus. This year it is the implementation of the new accounting standard and also testing compliance with safe funds just for the Association of Governments. I mentioned prior period restatement that was in the financial statements, and I wanted to explain it a little bit. We have a footnote, which is footnote 12, that goes over all of the changes. So prior year restatement means that we found an error in the prior year report and we corrected those balances. The most significant is the 3.7 million change to the financial reporting entity. In the past, you had a number of fiduciary fund types that were reported in the back of the report, and those are essentially saying that you're holding money for another entity, but you have no administrative involvement in how those funds are distributed, more like you're acting as a bank for another entity. So we had, there was a change in the accounting standards a few years ago, and we had evaluated your reporting and reached out to your prior auditor to see if they had done an assessment to conclude that those funds are supposed to be reported that way. And we collectively made the decision that they are not fiduciary funds, but instead special revenue funds. And so you'll see the presentation of your financial statements is significantly different than it has been in the past. And then the other significant prior year restatement is that 1.4 million balance, and that one is related to RSTP claims payable that was recorded in prior audits. The reason why we eliminated the claim is because the claim was never submitted. In the past, a liability was recorded based on the amount apportioned, not the amounts that were actually claimed. So that liability will never be paid, that claim will never be submitted, and so we corrected the balance for that amount. So now that we have done 1 year, we feel comfortable that any prior year errors that are material have been detected, and we wouldn't expect to see prior year restatements in the future. I did want to point out the net position on the left-hand side is all of the funds combined on the full accrual basis of accounting. So that includes capital assets, your pension liabilities, and your other post-employment benefit liabilities. You can see the amounts that are restricted in terms of purpose, and then there's an unrestricted deficit number. That's largely due to those pension and OPEB liabilities that have not been funded yet. So I wouldn't be too alarmed about that deficit. And then on the right side is the Regional Transportation Fund, or your main operating fund. And in that fund, it shows that you have an unassigned fund balance of about 660,000. So that's kind of your accumulated revenues over expenses over the years that you have to spend, or your reserves, as you would say, that can be spent on any purpose. And then wanted to go over just a few more audit results. We did have an internal control recommendation related to material adjustments that were made and detected during the audit. And also anytime there's a prior period restatement, it triggers an internal control recommendation because theoretically it should have been detected in the prior year. We did not identify any material instances of noncompliance for the Humboldt County Association of Governments safe audit or any other compliance issues. On the TDA claimant audits, I've listed the different audit reports that we issued here. And for the most part, pretty clean, not very many findings. The city of Arcata did have an issue with meeting the fare box recovery ratio. The city of Trinidad had material misstatements similar to yours, and that triggered an internal control recommendation. And then we also had a prior period restatements for the county of Humboldt. And as I mentioned, the Humboldt Transit Authority audit is not yet complete. It is very close, and I anticipate it being completed within the next week or so. And that audit also has a few minor findings.
You guys were perfect.
And then lastly, I wanted to thank the staff for being responsive to our inquiries. When you've been with the same auditor for a number of years, it becomes very routine. So I'm sure we asked questions that were not asked before, and performed a very thorough audit. So I wanted to thank them for their time working with us through this year. We're also required to communicate to you any numbers in the financial statements that are estimates, and that would include your pension liabilities and your OPEB liabilities. They are really just estimated amounts determined by actuaries, and then we're doing procedures to ensure that those estimates are reasonable. And then the last thing we're required to communicate to you is if we detected errors in the financial statements but did not correct those errors, and in that case we only had a small error related to unreported interest receivable that we did not make that adjustment because it was so insignificant, but we're still required to communicate to you. So that is all of the prepared comments that I had for the audit reports and the audit results. So I will try to stop sharing and turn it back over to you.
I believe we have a question from Mayor Burgell.
Hi, thanks for that report. I'm curious, was there a reason Eureka wasn't included in the audits for the cities?
Yes, there is a reason. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to stop sharing. Eureka is included in the County of Humboldt's audit in its entirety.
Is that a standard procedure? They're not ever separated out? Or I'm just
It
curious.
was not separated out last year either.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, can Brendan address that?
I believe it may be because the city of Eureka is subassigned all of their TDA monies to HTA. So I think effectively HTA.
Okay.
That would be my guess at that
Guess.
understanding, is that they're lumped into that.
Okay.
Could I ask a question? So Arcata does the same with HTA, yes?
As of July 1st, 2025. And so this is for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. So this is 24-25.
Okay, thank you
So-
for that clarification.
Yep. So this is the last year that AMRTS would have its own. In the future, AMRTS would be covered under HTA's umbrella.
And then we too would be folded into the county?
You would not have your own. You would not need to have your own audit under that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's my understanding.
thank you.
Any other? And I don't see any hands up there. So, but thank you. And I know it must, for us and for you, this is a whole new thing. We've had audits before, but like you had mentioned, this is your first time with Humboldt County Association of Governments, and you did a exhaustive, in-depth look at things. So, and spotted a couple things. So, we appreciate that. And I think that's, unless you have a question for her.
The only thing I'd like to add to that is to say thank you to Jennifer and their team for working with us through this process as well. And I would like to, even though Amy is not here, really commend her because she did the lion's share of this work and working with the audit team, and also has already started to actionably work on some of the recommendations. We've had, due to our accounting methods in the past, some consistent recommendations for bookkeeping, and she really jumped in head first and is already down the road with doing some adjustments that are going to make sure that we have even cleaner, simpler audits in the future. So although she's not here with us today, wanted to throw out a tremendous amount of appreciation for her work in this process. So
Thank you. And I believe that's it for this item. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you.
And our next item is a proclamation for Bike Month.
Did you want to come forward? Who's here to pick it up? Is that you?
Pick it up. Okay. I don't really
Receive
know the
it.
role here. So, okay.
And then when I'm done, you can say a few words. That would be great.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is the proclamation of the Humboldt County Association of Governments Board of Directors, recognizing May 2026 as Bike Month Humboldt. Whereas bicycling is part of the solution for addressing transportation needs, such as increasing mobility for youth and other people who do not drive, providing low-cost transportation options, and increasing access and connectivity while reducing traffic congestion. And whereas bicycling is an economic driver in areas with commuter or recreational bike facilities, and studies show that people spend more money overall at local businesses when they bike than when they drive. And whereas bicycle travel helps improve air quality and can help us achieve goals to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, and whereas bicycle commuting promotes physical activity, which leads to better fitness, lower healthcare costs, and improved mental health due to stress reduction. And whereas HCOG supports bicycle and pedestrian planning as a regional transportation priority and has adopted safe and sustainable transportation targets to double the number of all trips made by walking, bicycling, and transit. And whereas HCOG joins the Bike Month Humboldt Coalition in supporting Humboldt jurisdictions and communities in their efforts to advance and improve bicycling for all. And whereas the month of May is National Bike Month, and May is also Clean Air Month. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of the Humboldt County Association of Governments, 1, finds increasing bicycle use is in the local, state, national, and global interest, and 2, proclaims May 2026 as Bike Month Humboldt. 3, encourages member jurisdictions to adopt similar proclamations supporting Bike Month. And 4, encourages residents and visitors to participate in Bike Month events and other activities that contribute to health and vitality of the community and the environment. And Mike, you need to sign it. He needs to sign it, and then I'll bring it to you.
Want a photo when you bring it down here?
Sure.
For
We could do a photo.
That would be a good thing.
promotional purposes.
Yes, let's get a photo for promotional purposes.
Well, I'm in a perfect place to take a photo of you guys. As long as you don't want the, bad in the
Okay.
back. There's a seal over there too. Well positioned. All right, I'm gonna do a photo of you
Oh,
all
yeah?
here.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay.
That's for you.
All right, great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, if you
Oh, sure.
say a few words, that'd be excellent.
Okay. Well, I'm Bruce Maxwell, and I've been a volunteer for helping put on a good bike month for the last 4 years. Every May, we start our meetings in February, and it's a great thing that HCOG supports this, and the staff, Una and Stevie, are very creative people who help us, and they're invaluable. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, having not having a quorum present, and no items that we can vote on this evening. We move to staff and PAC member reports, and our first item is the executive director's report.
Can I ask a quick question? Are we going to be acknowledging these two documents?
We can do that during our reports.
Perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I guess we all thought maybe this would be somewhat of a quicker regular meeting, but that certainly made it a little bit more quick. I do have a few items now. Given the quorum issue this evening, we will need to have a special meeting in order to make sure that we get a few pieces of specific bookkeeping done, most notably the LC top resolution and the RENA appeal. So we will need to send out some queries. We'll send them out for both the week of the 20th and the 27th. I will note that we need to get the RENA decision completed before May 1st, because the due date for that would otherwise be, excuse me, May 3rd. So we will send out some information on that there. The board may have seen, I did send a follow-up from the press release that we did get from Caltrans District 1. The board members and community members may have seen that there's currently a southbound traffic shift at the Eureka Loop Bridge, and they do anticipate that being a traffic shift to single lane southbound indefinitely until they have moved through the inspection process they're moving through on that facility. They're working on that. We're in communication on that. We'll provide, excuse me, any more information as that comes forward. I'll just note also that there are a couple of larger grant applications out there right now, most notably ATP and Safe Streets and Roads for All. We staff have been engaging with several local agencies to try and partner on implementation level projects under those grant programs. Work under the 2026 Pavement Management Plan has also commenced, and on-road inspections of the Pavement Condition Index across all jurisdictions should be happening before the end of the month. So if you happen to see what looks like a Ford Bronco with a bunch of cameras on it, that will be the vehicle telling us how good or bad our local roads may be. And then two little items here at the end. I will note we have completed contracting with GHD for the Lolita Safe Routes to School project. So that should be starting here before too long, and we're excited about that. And we as staff have received our comments from Caltrans on the 2026-2027 overall work program and budget. We have moved through that, and we're on schedule to bring forward our final draft budget to the board and to the TAC in May. So with that, I will hand it back to the chair.
Any questions for our executive director?
I was just curious, do you happen to know what that safe index number was for last year?
What number was that? Sorry.
The safe index that we're waiting to hear
Safe index.
for the, we're going to have that magic number that's coming up with the Ford Bronco that they're going to determine.
Oh, yeah. This is the project where they run around, and for every local road, they inspect it and they provide an agency their overall rating for their pavement condition index. Yeah.
Right. I was just wondering if we had our prior
Oh,
number.
it varies by jurisdiction.
Okay.
And each jurisdiction gets an inspection within their boundaries.
We just did ours, last night. So I was just curious. Okay, thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, well, Mayor, huh? No question. No, well, but I was going to turn it over to you for board member reports first.
I have nothing.
Yeah, I figured because you're having one, there's a Jefferson's having one, and Walker Elementary's having a bike rodeo also. But I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I could jump in there with the materials we handed out were our hot off the presses bike month calendar and the poster we have for bike month, and I can also say thank you to Bruce for his excellent graphic design skills helping us with both of those materials. So we have like 8 or 10 different group rides happening throughout May, led by various volunteers and staff, going to some pancake breakfasts at the Granges, doing mural rides in Samoa and also in Eureka. And we are doing our 5th annual bicycle celebration at the Jefferson Community Center. That is on Saturday, May 16th. From 11 to 2 p.m. and we'll have folks tabling with information and some interesting looking bikes for people to check out, free bike helmets, a skills course, and just general fun community atmosphere there. Also new this year, some folks are leading a commuter ride along the Humboldt Bay Trail. So they'll be going from Arcata to Eureka during the morning commute and then back in the evening, Wednesday through Friday. So they'll be racking up a lot of miles, and folks are welcome to join them and get into bike commuting on our Humboldt Bay Trail. So there's a lot more information as well at bikemonthhumboldt.org, and you can see all those details of the rides and events happening.
Awesome. That mural ride sounds really interesting. Combine art and bicycling. So thank you. And we have PAC and board member reports. If anyone has anything, then we'll get to Supervisor Arroyo in a minute with our presentation. But I would just say that in Fortuna on May 22nd, we are having a bike rodeo in conjunction with Walker Elementary. And it's something that Kiwanis has done for the last 5 or 6 years that I can remember. And we have a course set up, teach kids how to stop at stop signs and how to maneuver and stay in your lane and how to stop safely, and helmets. We have a workstation set up with a guy that can repair bikes.
Johnson, can you talk in your mic,
please? That can set up a workstation to air up tires, adjust seats, make sure that the pedal and seat heights are correct, and a lot of different things. So it's a good day, and we work in conjunction with Walker Elementary for that. And don't know if anyone else has anything, and we'll turn it over to PAC member Arroyo.
Thank you. I know that there's a couple of videos that Stevie was kind enough to get queued up, so we'll play those in a moment. I did just want to say, give a shout out to Stevie for doing a great job of assisting with some outreach around the route redesign or streamlining for Redwood Transit that Humboldt Transit will be undertaking to help improve frequency and consistency of our route essentially on the 101. But that means that some ways of providing service will change for small communities like Manila and Samoa and Trinidad. And so we're still doing some outreach and exploring that, and HCOG is doing a great job of helping. So Stevie and I were able to go to a meeting on Monday and talk a little bit about that and the unmet transit needs process. So really appreciate that. So I think we'll just go into the videos if you're prepared for that. We have one that's about driver recruitment. So we're recruiting drivers, and actually in order to have that increased frequency of service, we do need some additional drivers to make that happen. Really eagerly looking for more. And we've got a pretty awesome benefits and pay and schedule package for folks. So this will tell you a little more about it.
Hi, my name is Richard.
I'm Alex.
My name is Paris.
My name is Matt.
Fairly new. I've worked for HTA almost 10 years now.
Oh, I've been working for HTA for about a little over 3 years now.
I've been driving for HTA for a year and a half now. And before that, I was driving semi-trucks. I did it for about 4 years. So I decided to make a change for myself and also for my son so I could see him more. So that's where I discovered Humboldt Transit here.
I saw it as a great opportunity to grow, develop a new skill that I didn't have, and it turned out to be a great decision of mine.
I basically joined Ride Humboldt because it's a very family-oriented company.
I was looking for something more permanent. Saw that the city of Eureka was promoting this as a job, and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for a long-term position.
My favorite part of the job is the people we take. I enjoy saying hi to every day. It really makes me feel like part of this community, and it's a really important thing for me. So that's my favorite thing.
Great people. They're willing to help you out.
I love working alongside our drivers at HTA more than anything.
The benefits are really incredible.
I don't pay anything per paycheck for health insurance for me or my son. It's covered.
Great pay.
The retirements were really good. For me, it's not really a job. It's more of basically fun because I get to get out, I get to meet people.
It's like an office on the road. Every day when I'm going north on the 101, you can see the mountains and the clouds coming from the trees as the sun heats up the tree, and yeah, it's very beautiful. Driving the bus, I get to interact with the public. I get to talk to people.
Be a part of the community and help people out.
Whether it's like doctor's appointments or they're going to go see family, or if they just need to go to the mall, you know, because they can't do it themselves. So it's kind of nice to be able to say like, hey, yeah, I'll get you there.
I've seen kids grow up on my routes, and you know, I've seen the little baby boy turn into a big brother, and it's just been pretty awesome to experience and, you know, say hi and see their smiling faces every day. I would be lying to you if I said I didn't love driving after 10 years. The buses are, you know, they look big and scary, but they are so easy to drive.
Day 1 was super scary. Day 7, not so scary. I think I was out on the road and I was able to drive the bus pretty comfortably. I had that person supporting me right behind me, and it made it a lot easier. The trainers here we have are great. They really ease your mind when you're first trying to drive the 40-foot buses. And then you don't even need a commercial driver's license. They train you.
It's not as intimidating as it looks. If you use your mirrors right, your speed right, you know, you're constantly looking ahead and around you, you'll be fine.
I prefer driving them over my personal car. They're great.
I love driving. Come drive for us.
Come work for us.
Join our team at Ride Humboldt.
Come Ride Humboldt.
Come join the Ride Humboldt team. It's a great place to work.
When you work for Ride Humboldt, you are part of the family. Ride Humboldt.
I don't know about y'all, but that makes me want to become a bus driver. I'm like, how do I do that? And maybe we could share these links with folks if they want to share them with others, you know. So this other video is about how to ride the bus. And it's something we hear a lot, is that people are a little nervous about incorporating transit into their daily lives if they're not already used to it. And sometimes that, you know, we try to get the buses out to lots of community events so people can experience getting on and off and what the payment system is like and how to put their bike on the bus and things like that. But there's still a little bit of a leap to get over sometimes. So we created this video to show a little bit more about how to ride.
Welcome to Ride Humboldt. Your ride on your everyday journeys across Humboldt County, California. Whether exploring the beaches of Trinidad, going inland to Willow Creek, traveling south to Ukiah, or coming out of hiding in the Redwoods, the journey starts here. Planning your trip is easy. Head to ridehumboldt.org and use the trip planner on our homepage. Type in where you're starting and where you want to go. The map will show your best bus options and the closest stop to you. Want a paper schedule instead? You can download and print one right from the site. And if you'd rather talk to a real person, give us a call at 707-443-0826. We'll help you chart your route. Once you've planned your trip, it's time to head out. You can track your bus in real time on Google Maps so you know when you need to be at your stop. Arrive at your stop at least 5 minutes early. As the bus approaches, stand where the driver can see you and give a wave to signal your stop. For everyone's safety, never walk directly in front of or behind a bus. Kids 10 and older can ride on their own. Younger riders just need to bring along an adult. Before you hop on, check the sign at the front of the bus to make sure it's the route you're planning to ride. Not sure? Just ask your driver. They'll point you in the right direction. Enter through the front door, and if someone with a mobility device is boarding, let them go first. All Ride Humboldt buses have ramps for easy, level boarding, so everyone can get on safely. If you need a hand, your driver's got you covered. Bringing your bike? You can take it with you on most routes. Before boarding, load your bike onto the rack at the front of the bus and secure it with the support arm. And when you deboard, tell the driver you'll be getting your bike. And yes, your furry friends can ride too. Service animals are always welcome, as long as they're trained to assist a person with a disability. Pets can come along if they're in a secure, enclosed carrier that fits on your lap or under your seat. All animals need to be licensed, vaccinated, and under control. When you board, have your fare ready. All Ride Humboldt routes are just $2. Our fare boxes don't make change. Just be sure to bring exact change. You can also pay with Tap to Pay, transit passes, or the Token Transit app. Once you're on board, find an open seat and enjoy the ride. The seats up front may need to be raised for riders using mobility devices, so it's best to leave those open when you can. Keep your bags and belongings off other seats and the aisles clear, so everyone has space to ride comfortably. If you're standing, hold on to a bar or strap. To keep things clean and comfortable for everyone, please no eating, drinking, or playing music out loud while you ride. As you ride, keep an eye out for your stop. Not sure where you're getting off? Tell your driver where you're going, and they will make sure you get there. When your stop is next, pull the yellow cord along the window to let the driver know you'd like to get off. If you don't signal, they may keep on rolling to the next stop. When you're ready to hop off, wait until the buses come to a complete stop before standing up. Exit through the back door to keep things moving smoothly for riders getting on up front. If you brought a bike, let the driver know before stepping off so they can wait while you unload it from the rack. And as you leave, stay alert and give the bus a little space before crossing the street. And that's it. You did it. Your first trip with Ride Humboldt. Now that you and Busquatch know the ropes, exploring Humboldt County and beyond is simple. The only question left is, where will you adventure to next?
And I think that is it for my member report. Thank you so much to the HCOG staff, and of course HTA had a big role in this, but HCOG did too in making these happen. So big thanks.
Do you know, does Ride Humboldt, I got to remember to say that. Does Ride Humboldt work with apps like One Bus Away and such as that for tracking how soon the next bus comes by? And
we do have real-time apps. I know that also I just learned that we can do that through Google Maps, which is what a lot of users use if they don't like download a special app. But we have a Rideco app, and I'm looking at Stevie like maybe Transit app. Thank you. The Transit app is one of the most prevalent, and so when you go to different communities, it's in use in a lot of other communities too. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Any other? Yes.
So I would love it if you would send those links out so that we can share them out. Those were really fun videos. And it's interesting because when I was a kid, I used to ride the bus all over. It was like a big deal to be able to ride the bus and go to town and like hang out in town and ride the bus back. And so it's really great that this is like starting to come and become a thing again. For a long time, it really wasn't. And I appreciate all your work on this for the last forever many years, because you've been really instrumental in making this happen. So thank you.
Thank you. And as gas becomes pricier, the bus remains the same. $2 to get wherever you need to go. So hopeful that we'll see more riders.
Mayor White.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to ride the bus for $2. Excellent price to Willow Creek and back about a half dozen times in the last couple months. And it has been amazing. Let somebody else do the driving and sit back and relax. So, yay.
That's great.
And any other? Yeah.
I just have a quick question about that. So do we know when is the last bus that comes from Willow Creek? I guess I could look up the schedule. I'm just curious. For river goers. 5? I could be wrong.
Allow me to see. Let's see, for river goers. Okay, so you want to head to the river and then come back
as late as possible.
On a Saturday or a weekday, Mayor Burgell?
How about a Saturday?
Probably a Saturday. That makes sense. Okay. The eastbound bus, the last one is at 6:46 p.m.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great
Pretty
news.
good. Oh, sorry. You need westbound. I said the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah, that would be the opposite.
My bad. It's 7 p.m.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, I guess it's the same bus. They unload people and then they load them back up. So
later is better. That's wonderful.
Yeah, 7 p.m. So you can go to the river and, enjoy the warm afternoon and then come back on Saturday. And on weekdays, the schedule's a little different. But yeah, Saturday is when I think most folks would probably go to the river.
That is great news.
Yeah.
Cost savings.
The Willow Creek Chamber and CSD would love to promote this, I'm sure, a little more too. So we're always working with them, and the Sasquatch theme is right on point for them.
Great. Well, I believe, having no closed session this evening, that we have reached the end of our meeting. And
Can I do a quick plug for our bike?
Yeah.
I just want to do a quick plug for Arcata's Bike Rodeo, which is really focused on kids and families this year. It's 10 to 2 at Fuente Nueva School on the 30th of this month. And they'll be doing all kinds of things to include obstacle courses, helmet use, rules of the road, riding in traffic. So, yeah, hope to see y'all there.
Very cool.
Okay. Well, thank you all, and we are adjourned.